Hi, and welcome again to my video about Asian literature and psychotherapy. My name is Lena Perez. I'm systemic psychotherapist, and I would like to share with you my interest in Asian literature. Today, I would like to share with you the novel Golden Age from the writer Wang Xiaobo out of China, and this novel was written in the year 1992. Unfortunately, Wang Xiaobo died the year 1997 at the age of 45-year-old. And at the time that he wrote this novel, well, he was not recognized in China as a writer, but he could publish in Taiwan, where he won also several prizes. And after his death, then he was recognized, and today, Golden Age is a novel translated in different languages. Wang Xiaobo was a man that had part of his life was at the time of the Cultural Revolution in China. And in this novel, that is divided in three different parts, in each of them, the alter ego von Wang Xiaobo, that is Van Er, comes with different memories of that time. In the first part of the book is Van Er, 21-year-old, and has a very young man, has a lot of energy, and he started a relationship with the doctor. He has to get a treatment because he was working on the countryside and he was having terrible back pains, and the doctor comes to him, this is a very young woman, and asks him if he could tell in front of all people that he is a woman faithful to her husband, and that she didn't have any intention to be unfaithful. Van Eyck tells her that he really doesn't want to do that, but he would like to have a very deep friendship with her. So they got away from the place that they had to work in the countryside, and they begin a relationship. So the whole novel is full of sex scenes, and more than the sex in itself, what we see is that it is used in the novel as a tool or a resource where you can put into it all the rebellious and all the energy just to be an individual and have a space where you can live more your private life. As we know from the history, the Cultural Revolution in China was a very dark time where many people die, and I think it's very difficult subject to treat in a book, but with a lot of humor and satiric situations. This writer is very good in telling on the one side what happened, which is like situations where you see that human rights are violated, where people live under very difficult conditions. Intellectuals suffer a lot in that time because they have to leave the cities, their jobs, and work on the countryside. And at the time, it was many years where in the 60s, 70s, where students couldn't continue or finish their studies. In this first part, which is also very funny to read, is that Van Ea and Shen Wan, this is the name of the doctor, they escape, let's say, and go to another place to leave their relationship. But at one point, they have to go back to the town, and there they are like in prison, and they have to write and confess about all the things that they have been doing at the time that they went away. So they are coming people from the Communist Party. They read what they have been writing, and sometimes they were saying, "Well, you have to be more precise or give more examples." In a way, it's difficult to differentiate if they wanted to punish them because they were having living their sexuality outside of marriage, or if all these people that were reading the confessions were really curious about all the things that were doing. So at the end of this part, Shen Wan gets to the city where she continued working as a doctor, and then Van Eyck has to work in a factory, and after 2 years, and that's his beginning of the 70s, then he returns to the city. Then he's like it comes like a jump in the side where he's like a 30-year old and start like telling about his life as a professor at the university. So we see also here that at that time in the Cultural Revolution, if you didn't have a party membership, it was very difficult to get some positions. And in this case, the main character, Van Eyre, he wanted to get a scholarship and go to study abroad, and all that was not possible because he couldn't prove this membership. So he's very frustrated. He's married. He doesn't like really his wife, and in this frustration, he started again thinking about sexuality, about the energy, like an energy that could give, and finding it just to have a life and at least have freedom in his head. In the third part is Van Eyre is like around 40-year-old, is divorced, and then he started like thinking about how was his life when he was a teenager before he met Chen Shiwan. And also there are some parts where we see that at that time people committed suicide because they couldn't stand all the situation around. So we see that it was for China, the Cultural Revolution, a time that that it was very difficult, and I think that the generations after that still have to struggle with some memories. I was thinking if one of the characters were a real person, what I could recommend in a therapy session. And this time it was really hard. I thought that it was more about so thinking about different countries in different moments of history. It will be more a work from the whole generation, from many countries, just to work into these memories about what happened before, moments in history where human rights were violated, where people really suffer, where families, whole families suffer because family members took their life, or because they were in prison, because they disappear, and how is the responsibility, even not even today, from the governments just to um, say sorry about all the things that happened before. That's all for today. In this email, you could write if there are like some recommendations that you could give about authors or novels where um, very difficult subjects are treated with humor, just to bring the situation near to the people. And yeah, I said goodbye and see you in my next video. Bye.